Hi guys, and welcome back. I heard a funny quote this week attributed to Mark Twain. He's supposed to have said, if it's your job to eat a live frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. This quote is often used to suggest that if you have an unpleasant or difficult task to complete, it's best to tackle it first thing in the morning. Once you've dealt with the most awful task, the rest of the day will seem much easier in comparison. This principle has been widely adopted in productivity and time management circles, and eating the frog has become synonymous with addressing your most challenging or dreaded task first each day. In a few minutes, I'll share with you my really ugly personal frog experience. But first, I want to explain why it's so critically important to organize your affairs to ensure that you create and maintain time freedom in your life. This is episode number 5 in our video series about the 8 facets of true and lasting wealth. Remember that we all get a brand new 168 hours every Monday morning that we get to live. However, unfortunately, most of us have already committed almost 73% of those hours before we even wake up, for sleep, work, meals, personal care, and commuting, leaving us only about 37% that we have any discretion over at all. For most people, this leaves us with about 6 hours each day that we can call our own, and even this time is broken up throughout the day and night, making it almost impossible to do anything meaningful or constructive with these broken fragments of time. So what we're talking about today goes way beyond work-life balance, time management, or optimizing our free time. This is nothing short of a hidden life crisis for almost everyone, including you. While everyone needs to earn a living, this activity doesn't need to consume 35 to 50% of our waking hours as it currently does. It's time to take control back over the time of your life so that you can have the time of your life. That's what we're digging into today. I remember back in the spring of 2007 when Tim Ferriss published the 4-Hour Workweek. The whole business community was stunned because it was such a radical departure from the business traditions that had preceded it. It was then that the concept of work-life balance started gaining some traction. Tim Ferriss challenged the traditional concept of the 9-to-5 job. He introduced readers to the idea of lifestyle design and provided strategies to live more and work less by outsourcing tasks, automating systems, and escaping the confines of an office. His book offers practical advice on how to achieve a life filled with travel, adventure, and flexibility, all while leveraging the power of the digital age. Ferriss inspired readers to rethink their approach to work, money, and life, promoting the idea that it's possible to lead a rich life without waiting for retirement. Here's how he suggests that we create a significant amount of time freedom in our lives. He introduced the concept of outsourcing personal and professional tasks to virtual assistants or other professionals, often in the Philippines or Southeast Asia, to save time, effort, and cost. He often speaks about the Pareto Principle, suggesting that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. By focusing on the most impactful tasks, one can achieve more with less effort. The Pareto Principle, often referred to as the 80-20 rule, originated with an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto in the late 19th or early 20th centuries. The story goes as follows. In the early 1900s, Vilfredo Pareto noticed that about 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. Intrigued by this distribution, he decided to investigate further and found that this 80-20 distribution occurred in other domains of his life and society. For example, he observed that 20% of the pea pods in his garden produced 80% of the peas. This observation led him to consider unequal distributions in economic wealth and resources, noting that a minority often controlled the majority of resources. Later on, the Pareto Principle was expanded upon and generalized by Dr. Joseph M. Juran, a prominent figure in the study of quality management. Juran introduced the principle to the business world and named it after Pareto. He proposed that 80% of problems in many areas are often due to 20% of causes, suggesting that if businesses could identify and address those critical 20% of causes, they could drastically improve their efficiency and quality. Today, the Pareto Principle is applied across various fields, from business and economics to software development and healthcare, emphasizing the idea that the majority of results come from a minority of inputs. Ferriss also suggested that instead of handling tasks as they come, he recommends grouping similar tasks together and handling them all at once, which is actually much more efficient. One great way to do this is called time blocking. Time blocking is a time management technique where you divide your day into blocks of time. Each block is dedicated to a specific task or group of tasks, preventing multitasking and ensuring that you stay focused on one thing at a time. Here's how you can use this powerful technique. Instead of just having a to-do list, you assign each task to a specific block of time during your day. You decide which tasks are the most important and schedule them for your most productive times of the day. You should determine how long each task will take and block out that amount of time on your calendar. It's often recommended to set a start and end time for each block as well. Don't forget to schedule short breaks between tasks to rest and recharge. The idea is to focus on one task at a time, within each time block, avoiding distractions and the pitfalls of multitasking. At the end of the day or week, you can review how well your time blocking worked and adjust for the next day or week if needed. Time blocking can be especially helpful for those who find themselves frequently interrupted or who tend to jump between tasks without completing any of them. By dedicating specific times to tasks and minimizing distractions, it's often easier to stay focused and productive. Tim Ferriss also suggests that not everything that demands your attention is worthy of it. He suggests ignoring or avoiding unnecessary information or tasks that don't align with your goals. He advocates creating automated income streams, such as online businesses that can generate revenue with minimum daily input. He also recommends minimizing unnecessary meetings, and when they're necessary, keeping them short and to the point. With methods outlined in his book, The 4-Hour Chef, Ferriss discusses how to acquire new skills rapidly, which can free up time in the long run. He emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries for work and personal life, such as designating times when he's not available for calls or emails. I visited his blog recently and found it interesting that he even provides a list of things that he refuses to do now, right up front on his website. He has mentioned in various interviews and podcasts the importance of saying no to opportunities and requests that do not align with his goals or values. While he's known for seeking time freedom, Ferriss is also known for having routines, like his morning routine, which helps structure his day and makes him even more efficient. Have you ever dreamed of a work life where you get to choose when and how long you work? That's what I call time freedom. And it's an essential idea for our busy, buzzing world. Imagine two very different scenarios. In one, Sarah rushes to work at 8 a.m., sits all day in a cramped cubicle, and leaves at 5 p.m. feeling drained. In another, John starts his work at 10 a.m. from a cozy cafe, takes a break to meet a friend at 2 p.m., and then continues working at a park until 6 p.m. Who do you think enjoys their day more? John, right? That's time freedom in action. With time freedom, you're less stressed. You get to take breaks when you need them, move around more, and enjoy outdoor activities. This can lead to better physical and mental health. Have you ever noticed you get your best ideas when you're relaxed and not pressured? Flexible working hours will boost your creativity and productivity. With time freedom, you can attend that school event with your child, meet a friend, or go for an unexpected family outing without worrying about missing work. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. Time freedom requires discipline. Just because you can work whenever doesn't mean you can slack off. It's all about managing your time, energy, and focus wisely. So how can we achieve time freedom? First of all, we need to understand that we need to achieve daily, weekly, and monthly goals. This helps us to stay on track. There are many apps and tools that can help you manage your tasks and time. These can be lifesavers when working with time freedom. And if you're working on a team, always keep them updated about your plans. It helps to coordinate and ensure everyone's on the same page. Remember, time freedom isn't just about working when you want. It's about creating a life where your work complements your personal life rather than consuming it. Remember, your goal may not be to work less, but to work smarter and enjoy life more. So as you think about the kind of work life you want, keep time freedom in mind. It's the key to a happier, healthier, and much more fulfilling life. Achieving both time freedom and significant income is the dream for many, and it's not out of your reach. However, it does require a strategic approach, discipline, and often initial groundwork. Here are some steps and strategies to help you achieve this life balance. Perhaps the first and most important step is to begin to develop sources of passive income, such as investments, real estate, rentals, royalties from intellectual properties like books, courses, or patents, or online businesses like e-commerce or affiliate marketing. Next, early and smart investments in stocks, bonds, or other assets can generate substantial returns over time. As these investments grow, they can provide income that doesn't require active work every day. Hiring people or using automated systems, even artificial intelligence, can help you manage tasks that don't require your personal attention every time. This frees up your time and allows you to focus on high-value tasks or leisure activities. You should also invest in acquiring skills that are in high demand but low supply. Examples could be specialized consulting, unique digital marketing strategies, or niche medical practices. Once established, you can charge premium rates for your services and work when you want to work. You can also utilize technology and tools that automate tasks, whether it's software for business processes or tools with personal tasks. Significantly reduce the time you spend on routine tasks every day. Seek jobs or contracts that allow for remote work or flexible hours. This way you can choose when and where you work, optimizing your productivity and your free time. You should also track how you spend your time for a week. You might find you're wasting hours on unproductive tasks or activities that don't align with your goals. Eliminate or reduce these. Consider implementing time blocking to help you to be more productive and able to focus for longer periods of time on the tasks you do want to do. Establish clear boundaries for work hours and personal time. This ensures You will have time to recharge and can be more productive when you do work. You may also consider starting a business. Many entrepreneurs work intensely in the beginning to establish their businesses and then transition to a more hands-off approach once they're stable and profitable. The key is to have a strong team and reliable systems in place. Building a solid business network can also open doors to opportunities that you might not have found on your own. Often these opportunities can be more lucrative and flexible than traditional roles like a job. The world is constantly changing. By investing time in learning and staying updated with your industry or field, you can identify new opportunities to increase income while maintaining or even reducing your working hours. Remember, the path to time freedom and significant income will look different for every person. It requires a mix of proactive planning, financial literacy, and a commitment to continual growth and adaptation. You know, work-life balance is essential for many reasons, and ensuring that you retain some slack or uncommitted time in your life can have multiple incredibly important benefits. Continuously overloading yourself without downtime can lead to stress, burnout, and other mental health issues. This slack time allows your mind to relax, rejuvenate, and come back refreshed, enhancing your mental well-being. Constant work without breaks can also be detrimental to your physical health. It can lead to fatigue, sleep disorders, and a weakened immune system. Time for relaxation, exercise, and proper rest is crucial for physical well-being. I found that allowing myself free time can fuel my creativity. Often our best ideas come when we're not actively trying to solve a problem, like during a run, a walk, or while showering. This downtime is when our subconscious mind works its magic. Contrary to what some might believe, continuously working without breaks doesn't increase output. In fact, it can lead to diminished returns in terms of productivity. Regular breaks can help maintain a consistent level of high performance. I've also noticed that time spent away from work is often the time spent with my family, friends, and loved ones. This slack time ensures that we nurture these relationships, which are vital for emotional well-being and support. Reserving some me time allows for personal development activities such as reading, learning new skills, or pursuing hobbies. This can lead to overall personal growth and can even sometimes indirectly benefit professional life. Another thing to remember is that life is unpredictable. By maintaining some slack in your schedule, you're better equipped to handle unexpected challenges, whether personal or professional, without being overwhelmed. A clear mind, free from constant pressure and stress, is more adept at making sound decisions. This slack time can provide the necessary space for contemplation and reflection. Constantly being on without slack can quickly lead to burnout, which isn't just about being tired. It can lead to a severe lack of motivation, cynicism, and even health problems. Remember that life isn't just about work. By ensuring a balance, you get to enjoy the other beautiful aspects of your life, be it nature, hobbies, family, or simply relaxing. It enhances overall life satisfaction. In essence, retaining some slack in your life through work-life balance is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for holistic well-being, productivity, and enjoying the journey of life. Maintaining some slack in your schedule goes beyond just personal benefits. It extends into the realm of interpersonal relationships, community involvement, and crafting deeper, more meaningful experiences. Free time can be used to volunteer for local organizations, shelters, or community events. Giving back not only helps others, but also provides a sense of purpose and fulfillment. If a friend or family member faces a crisis, having some slack in your schedule means you can be there for them. This support can be invaluable in times of need. Sharing your knowledge and skills can make a significant difference in someone's life, whether it's helping a younger colleague at work or guiding a youth in your community. Mentoring often requires the time and patience that a packed schedule simply can't provide. Creating meaningful experiences takes time. Truly profound and insightful conversation can't be rushed. Having slack allows for long, uninterrupted talks that can be enlightening and can help you to deepen relationships. Whether it's writing, painting, music, photography, or any other form of expression, having free time allows you to dive deep into these important pursuits, creating a much richer life experience. Traveling can be one of the most enriching experiences. A flexible schedule means you can take extended trips, immerse in different cultures, and gain a broader perspective on life. It's not just about being physically present, but being mentally present when with loved ones. Slack in your schedule ensures you're not preoccupied with work thoughts during family or friend time. With more time, you can genuinely listen to others, understand their perspectives, and build deeper connections. Whether it's a hobby, a class, or just a walk in the park, shared experiences can strengthen bonds. Having the time to engage in these activities with others is crucial for building lasting memories and deepening relationships with those whom you love. Remember that maintaining some slack in your schedule is not about idleness, but about creating space for authentic intentionality in actions and interactions. It facilitates a shift from a transactional approach to life where we're just ticking off tasks to a more transformative one, filled with purpose, deep connections, and meaningful experiences. In essence, it empowers individuals to live a life that resonates beyond the self, touching the lives of others in profound ways. I had kind of an epiphany this morning at about 5 a.m. I woke up thinking how value is created in the world and how creating real and lasting value or even wealth requires three things to be present. The first is time. The second, intelligence. And the third is agency. When we have the time, we can use our intelligence and our agency to choose to focus our energy to create something of value. I realized that I have followed this model repeatedly throughout my life as I have written books, created videos, started companies, developed software, traveled to beautiful places, planted and harvested our garden, or anything else of value or meaning that I have ever been involved in. Before any of these original and valuable things or experiences could ever come into being, I first needed to have the time. If I don't have the time, I'm probably spending the majority of my time and energy to make someone else's dreams come true. I do that in exchange for the wages that I receive, and in the process, I must forego my own dreams. People who are incarcerated in jail or prison have all the time in the world, and they may have great intelligence, but without their free agency, nothing can be done. No value can be created. You can also have all the time in the world as well as the freedom to use your agency, but if you don't have the intelligence and creativity, no value can be created until you align yourself with this important third leg of the stool by finding an idea created or perfected by others that you can focus on to create value. So I wish you time to have the time of your life, time to create, time to love, time to serve. I wish you the freedom and agency to create value and greater meaning in your life. And I wish you intelligence, creativity, and associations with others who have powerful, great, and world-shaking ideas. I encourage you to focus your energy on creating incredible value in this world to bless yourself and those whom you love and serve. Now, I promise to tell you about my ugly, personal frog experience. Several years ago, we lived in San Diego, and one weekend we visited a nearby park with our young children. They found a small stream, and in it were some frogs. They caught a few, brought them home, and released them in our backyard. All was fine and good for a few months, until the rainy season came. Then, every night we were serenaded by a chorus of hundreds of frogs croaking loudly every night while we were trying to sleep. I must admit that one night in the middle of a downpour, I made arrangements to export as many as I could find to another location. But I did learn an important lesson from this experience. Sometimes we allow important things into our lives that do not enhance the quality of our lives. In fact, these negative influences can have devastating effects on our peace and tranquility, and sometimes these negative influences are extraordinarily difficult to eliminate after they have taken root in our environment. So don't let your kids bring baby frogs home from the park, and don't bring any metaphorical croaking frogs home yourself. On the other hand, if you do find some disgusting frogs in your space, get up really early in the morning and gobble them down. And in the process, give yourself one of the greatest blessings in life: time, freedom. In our next episode, number 6, in this series, we'll be talking about the incredible benefits of passionately engaging in creative endeavors to make a positive difference in the world. We hope that you will subscribe and join us for the next one. Thanks for being with us today.